Hi guys, so here we have a right triangle and we want to find out what the side length B is. All right, so I have 5 centimeters as this side is 13 centimeters, and here is B. And it kind of is helpful that it tells you that it's B. Usually that means it's going to be a leg, but what we can just be sure of is identify here's the right angle going across from there. This is our hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is always going to be our C, which means I'll call 5 centimeters A because this is already called B. And I'm just going to start out by saying A squared plus B squared will equal C squared. Now, I haven't been able to tell you this yet, but that does not mean that A plus B equals C. That will not be true. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You have to square them, all right? So A, I've already called 5 centimeters A, so I'm going to do 5 squared plus, I don't know what B is, so I'm going to leave it as B and then square it. And that will need to equal what C is squared. So 5 squared plus B squared equals 13 squared. Now I'm going to do some math. I'm going to square 5 and get 25. I'm going to square B and still get B squared. And I'm going to square 13, which will give me 169. Now I have an equation which I need to isolate my variable B. Well, 25 is positive, so it's being added to it. So I'm going to take away 25 from both sides. All goes back to solving equations. Cancels out here. I'm left with B squared equals, take away, B squared equals 144. Now remember, that does not mean that this is 144. That's saying if I take this number, if I take a B and multiply it by itself, I get 144. So what number times itself gives me 144? That is why we take the square root of both sides. The square root of B squared, it cancels out, so I'm left with B. And the square root of 144, as I mentioned before, is positive negative 12. But being that this is a contextual problem, we can't have a negative distance. My answer is just going to be 12. So B is 12 centimeters. Please be sure you always use appropriate units as well.